Hey everybody, happy Thursday. It is day 4 of TCEA, by far a much better day than yesterday. Much less of that sad session is full sign happened today. I am still here at the conference. I am currently waiting until my next session, my last session of the day, and I've got about an hour until then, so I wanted to knock this out and say hey to everybody, do my recap. For those of y'all that are keeping up with me, it is super cool to see so many people on Twitter saying that my notes have been helping them and that they've enjoyed these recaps every day. So yeah, thanks for that. And it's been really cool meeting people in person that I only know on Twitter or that have followed me on my blog and whatever. So feel free, if you see me tomorrow or if you're still here today, say hi. It's really fun to see everybody. So you will notice I'm wearing a hat. I tried to win a free backpack from Smarter Than Most Goods, and they have the most badass backpacks I've ever seen in a super long time, and they have padding and pockets, so it's super rare to see that in a backpack that's actually like stable and holds a lot of stuff, and we hold a lot of stuff. Anyway, so shameless self-promotion, since I'm wearing y'all's hat, you should totally give me a free backpack or, sponsor me, whatever, either way. Anyway, so today's recap. So this morning, the amazing Jerry Brooks was our morning speaker person. So the Stars at Night ballroom that he was in got super duper packed, but they had the overflow downstairs in the lobby, so I got to watch him from there. If you don't remember who Jerry Brooks is, because I didn't know his name either, he's the principal from Kentucky who makes those hilarious videos in his car making fun of school and like how our lives as educators are. You might remember him from the one where he's making fun of the lady who talks to the kids that they're late or that the parents call in when their kids are absent. So he talked about personal climate and culture, and how your attitude kind of will affect that of the school. And so he talked about how some people just don't get it. People who aren't educators don't understand our world, and so it's important to find people who do get you, especially finding someone if you are a loner. Like librarians, there's often only one of us on the campus, so it's important to find someone else in the same district that gets it and understands what you're going through, just so you can have someone to talk to. He talked about accepting personalities, because you can't change people. You can only change how you deal with them, and finding the gifts of those that just annoy you. You know who they are. You're thinking of them now. Find their gifts and realize that they have something that they can do really well. Making sure that you're on the same page as everyone in your school, and the way to do that is by communicating, sticking together. If you allow someone to divide and conquer you, they will make the decisions, and then you don't get to be a part of it. He talked about share it and shut it. So let someone know if they're annoying you or if they're bothering your class, and then move on, get over it. Remind yourself that when things get criticized, do this person's opinion matter, and is there truth to the claim? So when a parent has something to say, or they don't like something that you said or did, remember, is there truth to that? Why are they thinking this? And does their opinion actually matter? And be careful when it comes to sensitive subjects, and that you can affect the climate and the culture of your building. And if you have that power and you have the ability to affect climate and culture, then you should do it positively, and little things go a long way. We all know that. Then I went to an awesome session on coding with Chromebooks, different web-based places that you can do coding. My school has Chromebooks. We don't have iPads, so it's really cool to find some ways to do coding with them that they are on Chromebooks. And then we use this really awesome website called madewithcode.com through Google, and so super easy ways to just jump right into coding using the Blockly language. She also taught us about code.org, Google CS First, Scratch, and MakeCode by Microsoft. So those are interesting. I'm excited to take those back to my kids at school. Then I went to Designing Engaging PD with G Suite. If you have never had a session with Amy Mayer, she is amazing, and talked about how to make PD super fun, engaging. I'm definitely going to bring these back to school when I get back next week, to teach my teachers really fun ways to use their G Suite, and ways that aren't boring, and I'm sure everyone will love. Then I went to Shannon Miller's Leading from the Library, where she presented with Bill, the president of ISTE. Sorry, Bill, I just forgot your last name. But the president of ISTE. So she talked about how being future ready isn't a destination we're trying to get to. We're always building and we're always learning. And we have influence as librarians, and we need to continue that. She talked about being a force for change and being a leader on your campus and in your district as well, being a digital age mentor and building partnerships, not just with your students, but with other teachers and with your students and with your parents and with your community, building those partnerships so that you can teach more than just what you have. And we talked about how empowering teachers to be mentors is really helpful too, because then they will influence the students based on things that you taught them. We talked about knowing your culture and how to really maintain that culture, and if you don't know your culture, how to recognize it, and if you don't know your culture, how are you going to find a hole to fill that your school needs. She talked about telling your story and being a champion, and if you don't tell your story, someone else will, and not just your story, but the student's story. Then she talked about leading through equity and not giving up on kids no matter what. Then I went to the wonder of Google Draw. Y'all, Google Draw is the only thing that baffles me in the Google Suite, and so this was really fun to learn. And Brooke from Fried Technology made it really, really fun to, and she used Google Draw to teach us how to use Google Draw. So I'm super excited. I posted a picture on Twitter that I made while I was sitting in the session, so that was awesome. And then I went to, it was so much fun. I finally got to meet the Bibliodames, aka the librarians formerly known as the Techbrarians, to their podcasting for noob session. Podcasting is something I'm really interested in, and I would really like to turn my vlog into a podcast, maybe, but I would really like to have my students do podcasting so that they can do more than, Google slide presentations and more than flip grids. We need to have different ways of kids to express themselves and voicing what they've learned and using their voice in anything. And so I think podcasting is a really fun way to do that. I've done it with high school kids before, but I can't wait to do it with my middle school students. They said really all you need is a purpose, equipment, a hosting space, and an audience. And once you have shared your podcast with one person, they'll share it with one more, and then you've already doubled your audience. They joked about how one of their husbands is their biggest fan, and I thought my mom is my biggest fan of my vlog, so it's really funny because my mom watches my vlog as soon as it gets posted. So having just one person to share and to be involved and to kind of be a cheerleader goes a really long way. They told us some free things that you can use for your podcasting and the power of podcasting. One of their students made their own podcast on their own time and is now going to be a sports broadcaster. So how powerful is that? Super duper cool. And then now I'm waiting to go to a creating VR for free session, learning how to make virtual reality stuff using Google Tours. So I don't know how to do either of those, and I'm really excited. I think it's something my students will enjoy and something that'll just be fun to try, something completely and totally brand new. So yeah, that was today's recap. That's about it. The exhibit hall was super overwhelming as usual. I only went for a little while today to win the backpack, but I want a hat instead. That's all good. I'm gonna wear it. It's a nice hat. But hey, STM, if you want to throw me a backpack, I wouldn't turn it away. Anyway, I hope y'all had an awesome week, an awesome day. If today was your last day, safe travels home. For those of us that are sticking it out tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great evening and all that good stuff. Bye.